YouTube, Twitter. How we doing? PPS back here. As always, joined by my guy, Monotone Football. We're back to drop some props for today's MLB slate. Monotone, how you been doing? Obviously, these last two NBA games kind of suck, but how you been doing?
Yeah, I've been doing good. Like you said, I'm just a little bit disappointed, right? These games definitely could be a lot more fun to watch, a lot more fun to bet on, a lot less blowouts, but we got some good baseball today. Hopefully we get a closer game. I'm just excited to get some winners in today.
Yeah, no, we'll see how it goes. I like this slate. They're kind of all over the place. There's not many huge dogs anywhere, like we've been seeing lately, where there's like minus 250s, like with your Yankee Orioles matchups. I think there's only one minus 200 on the card, and I believe that is the Yankees facing the White Sox, which should be an interesting game. I'm curious how that'll go with a lefty on the bump for the Yankees here, but. Yeah, should be a lot of good games, a lot of close matchups in the first one of the series. Checking in on who's in here this morning. We got Jay, as always, Birdman popping in. I do not know. I remember seeing that commercial, and I'm always off. I always just bite it right away. I'm one of those weird guys who just destroys the entire Jolly Rancher in one bite, too. It's just, I don't know. I might be just weird that way, but that is my guess. It's probably one for me, at least.
Yeah, let them know if that's weird, guys. Let them know.
Yeah, I always do that. I don't know why, dude. I run through a full bag of like I'll sneak in the Jolly Ranchers to like a movie, and I just need to just not bite it because everybody like looks at me because I'm biting Jolly Ranchers. So.
Just throwing them back, just one at a time.
Creed, 1, 2, bites through it. I love it. That's the way to do it. Last week or Wednesday, I believe we went 1-3 on the show. Obviously, looking for a bounce back day. The Nationals decided they can hit for the first time in a while, huh? So they come through, Nuke and Pablo Lopez. I think his ERA jumped a full point from last night's game. So we'll see how today goes. They are facing off against my crew tonight, so I'm very excited for that. Might have some differing opinions on how the game goes, or maybe we don't. I'm going to give this one to Monotone before we start here. It looks like Birdman started. I'm going to let you pick this one. Yeah. This is tough.
I think Birdman might have taken my Discord, get your questions in, prompt a little bit too seriously here. But, quick consideration, we'll just, actually, he has it in order already. There you go. He's got it in order. I'm not changing anything. You got it right, Birdman, the first time. There we go.
I love it. Yes, Birdman is 2-0 here on the show, so hopefully we can follow that up here with a sweep of our own today. Grimy here, bringing up no runs first inning. I am not a huge component of betting those, but yeah, I mean the D-backs one should be interesting. Obviously, Gallen went last night. The Cubs did pretty well. I was on his under 17.5 outs last night, and the Cubs were able to get him out of there. But yeah, no runs first inning on the first game of the day, dude. Those always just find a way. Whatever everybody's on, it always goes the other way. I swear in these first games of the day where everybody wants to get that action in early. I know it hit last night, but yeah, I'm not gonna have one. Do you have any thoughts on that? I don't really think we do those too much here.
Yeah, I don't either, but I might do it for the Nats Brewers game. Honestly, I don't know what the odds are, but if it's reasonable, I think I might end up going that direction.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to just get right on into it, guys. We're coming back, like I said, with a bounce back day, hopefully today. All NBA or all MLB here. I will kick it right off to you, starting with a national, obviously. I mean, I don't know if we've had a play on the show outside the Nationals here, so hopefully you can get this one in too. First play of the day.
Yeah, thank you. I try to bet on other teams, and it really just doesn't work. Like I have it in my Excel sheet, right? If you look at what I do with the Nationals and other teams, it feels like I'm just wasting my time looking at all these other teams. But we got a hit parlay plus 110 over on FanDuel right now. It's Paul Goldschmidt and Cesar Hernandez to both record a hit. Goldschmidt has a hit in 12 straight games, and he's got a good matchup against Thompson of the Pirates. Thompson has I believe, 304 batting average allowed against opposing right-handed batters, and Goldschmidt has a hit in every single game against the Pirates so far this year. Goldschmidt's just so consistent, man. I mean, I feel like I've been betting on him to get like one hit in a parlay since like 2017. The guy is just consistently going out there, getting the job done. No clue how old he is. Could be 32, could be 45. Absolutely no clue. But he's still getting the job done down there. So I'm going to keep backing him to get a hit. As for Cesar Hernandez, that is my Nationals leadoff hitter right here. He's going to get 5 at-bats most likely, which is always nice. Sneak those extra little at-bats in, and he's just a pure contact hitter. The guy has no home runs on the year, rarely going to, really get you those super large extra base hits, but what he will do is he'll just slap those singles all around, get on base for Juan Soto, get on base for Josh Bell. That's exactly what his job is. His average is around 273 right now. He was struggling a little bit a couple weeks ago, but he really turned it up against the Marlins. Finally looked to get things straight, had a triple and a double in his last game. Obviously wasn't going to get that cycle for a guy like Hernandez. The home run might even be harder than the triple at times, but I trust both of these guys to get on base. I'm getting it at plus 110 here. I like the matchup. I'm locking it in.
I love it. I think Hernandez is a better average guy from the right side. I believe he's a switch, so obviously that helps with coming out of the pen guys as well, being able to match up with everybody. You never really have to worry about being pulled or anything that way. And Goldschmidt's just Goldschmidt, man. Puts the ball in play hard almost every time. He's a menace, man, over with the Cardinals. He's very tough. Obviously, I watch a lot of his games when he plays against my crew, so I have no issues here at all. And I will be going with an over here. I'm going with the game over. I'm going Dodgers Phillies over 8.5. Urias versus Rangers Suarez is the matchup today. These guys actually matched up in Dodger Stadium, I think 2 weeks ago. 8-3. Phillies got a hold of Julio Urias, who really isn't missing that many bats here early on in the season. I don't know if you guys have seen, but his strikeout rate is down drastically. Now he has to go to Philadelphia. On the road this season, he has given up 57 points higher on a batting average than when he is at home. Also giving up almost a 260 average here to right-handed bats. Obviously, you have Hoskins at the top of the order, Baum. Really good hitters here throughout, Castellanos and Real Muto. It's a lot of tough right-handed bats here. And I think Segura took them deep as well in that game. I think the Dodgers ended up giving up 4 home runs in that game, and I believe 3 of them were by Julio Urias. So I do really like the spot for the Phillies to get a hold of him. And also, Ranger Suarez is much better on the road. So this is a good matchup here both ways. He's got a 4.91 ERA at home this season versus a 2.5 on the road. 289 batting average given up at home throughout. And again, against righties at home, he's given up a 340 batting average. So obviously, I looked at the weather. Should be mid-80s during this game, so a lot of balls could be flying out. This is a great game to sprinkle home runs in. This park plays extremely small in the summer. It's almost like a pinball machine shooting it out there, and there's a lot of power in this game on both sides. The Dodgers are actually the number 1 scoring team in the MLB. I believe they have over 200 runs, and I believe the Phillies are ranked 6th. So good offenses. The pitching is okay. I also lean the offenses in this one on that end. And also looking a little bit more into like bullpens, it's average, right? Philadelphia is obviously usually at the bottom. I think they are 4th worst in bullpen batting average or bullpen ERA. And also when you look into the Dodgers, they're about middle of the pack. So advantage in the starting pitching for hitters, advantage in the bullpen for hitters. I really like this spot for both sides. Any thoughts on this one before we move on to our Taylor Fade session?
Yeah, no, I like targeting 2 offensive juggernauts right here, right? A lot of these games, people target the overs. You normally have the one good offensive team and then the one bad pitching team, right? And what always kind of scares me in those combinations is that you're depending on kind of a team like the Nationals or something like that to carry their load. But a lot of these games, 6-1, 7-1 outcomes don't get you there. In this game, we've got 2 high-flying offenses, like you said, first and around 6th in hits, I believe. So yeah, runs. But yeah, absolutely like targeting 2 of the best offensive teams in the league to go over. I think it's as simple as that sometimes, right? That's my take on it. But
yeah, and then just the hot weather. There's so much power on both of these teams, and especially with us seeing a lefty on the bump for the Dodgers. I think that's definitely going to lean more towards the Phillies, in the way that they're going to be hitting here. They have just so much righty power. It's so hard to mess with these guys. Castellanos, Real Muto, just so many. Hoskins is now moving to the leadoff spot, and you can just see how much that changes things when you get to move that type of power to the leadoff spot. You have to be very precise from pitch one. So really like this
Yeah.
stuff.
I like what you said about the weather. It's 90 degrees here. We're definitely going to be feeling that sometime soon. Well, who do you have for a home run sprinkle? What do you think? I like what you're saying. What's one guy I should put down a couple bucks on?
I'm going to probably lean Hoskins. I believe he took him yard first game. I'm not sure that the price is going to be that great, probably like plus 300. But I think that's a good spot. I think the sprinkle on Hoskins would definitely be the one guy I go to for sure here.
Sounds good.
All right, we are to tail or fade. One MLB, one NBA. Top plays so far of the day. And let's head over to NBA. It's going to be the only spot in NBA we talk about, and it's a pretty ugly spot. I don't know what people are doing this morning. A Milwaukee product. Kevon Looney over 5.5 points. Do you have any thoughts on this one? I have absolutely zero thoughts. I'm probably just going to tail for the fact that he's from Milwaukee. That's the only thing I got for you.
Yeah, no, this is funny. I was navigating through the Pickett app. Obviously, Golden State money line, like minus 300 was the most bet thing because, people love those parlays. Understand that. Most bet prop, though, is Kevon Looney. I'm going to fade this one over 5.5 points. I like the under. I know this is kind of, a very low number, and Looney should play higher minutes, but we saw him go 5 for 5 last game, 100% from the field. That's not very likely. We just saw him play starter minutes in the end of the last series, and I believe he only scored 4 points or 2 points or something like that during that span. It's not that Looney is a bad player or anything like that. I appreciate what he adds to the Warriors. Like, he knows his role. He's a good player. But also with all the blowouts that are going on, with everything in these games, it's going to be a slow pace. Every possession is going to matter a lot. I just have no real reason to want to bet the over right here. Like, he was 5 for 5 last game. That happens sometimes. He's going to get a couple easy buckets. There's no doubt about it. This one's going to be sweaty no matter which way you take it. Whether you take it over, whether you take it under, he's going to fall in the 6 or 7 point range. But I'm going to fade this one. I don't really have any interest in going over with Kevon Looney.
Perfect. Yeah, I have absolutely zero numbers to back this up. But hey, if you're from Milwaukee, I'm gonna give you some money there. Birdman is dropping his fade. Like I said, I have absolutely zero info. I am just dropping. Like I said, I usually do the same thing with Poole. Poole's a guy, a Milwaukee guy as well. A lot of Milwaukee guys showing up here. Obviously, Mr. Jimmy Butler went to Marquette. Tyler Hero's from around the area, so a lot of Wisconsin love here. So got to back them when I get them on the tail or fade section.
Yeah, and honestly, to speak on Looney real quick, what I do like is his first quarter rebounds. That's something I will be betting once again. I bet it him and Luka to both have 3 first quarter rebounds last game, and that was plus 230. Very easy cash. It's not going to be plus 230 again. It's probably going to be plus 110, honestly, now. I'll still probably be betting it there. Looney's going to get those first quarter boards. That's what I like focusing on, not the points.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All righty. Taylor fade section number 2 is going over to the Cardinals. Adam Wainwright under 5.5 Ks as the number 2 bet spot. I believe it's the number 1 bet spot in baseball in the MLB slate today. Monotone, you got anything for us on this one? Facing off against a very bad Pirates team. Do you have any thoughts here?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I do have a little bit. I got to acknowledge my bias. In the back of my brain, I still have some PTSD from watching those big looping Wainwright curveballs all those years striking my guys out. I feel like I've been watching that for the last 15 years. But looking through the stats, right, he has missed this in the last 4 straight starts. Well, he started off the year a little bit hot with those Ks. It's been down a little bit recently. But like you said, this Pirates lineup is absolutely abysmal. A lot of strikeouts in there. I don't know which way to go. This is a tough one for me. I don't have like a strong feeling either way. Like I said, he's been trending down recently, but what's a better bounce back spot in the league than the Pirates, right? So I'm going to say, I'm going to fade this one too. We'll make it a double fade. I'll say he does go under 5.5 strikeouts. You can have a good outing. He's been getting deep into these games recently. It's not like he's been getting shelled and not striking guys out. He's been getting deep into the games, and he's still not striking a lot of guys out. So for that reason, I will make it a double fade today. That's been working pretty well so far.
Yeah, and the thing is with Wainwright, obviously, you know what he's going to do. He's going to attack corners, going to flip the curveball in. Obviously, one of the best curveballs ever, probably. I am going to take the under, so I will tail this one. Only reason is the Pirates are a little bit better at home. They put the ball in play. They're on a 24% strikeout rate at home, which off of Wainwright, I'll take it. The velo's not going to get by you. Obviously, there are a lot of strikeouts in this lineup, but I don't think Wainwright's the guy to really exploit it. Obviously, he just faced off against the Giants at home. I believe his last 2 or 3 times at home, he's looked very, very good and gotten deeper into games. But the Pirates are just feisty, man. I mean, they remind me kind of like the Brewers of 6 years ago, where there's really no name value, but they're just weirdly scrappy and they just lose by 2. That's kind of just the way they've been. And it's been like that for a couple of years now. Obviously, there's a lot of young guys in there trying to make a name for themselves. So give me the under. Let me take the under. I'll tail this one.
Okay, yeah, and I definitely realized I was using too many double negatives there. I definitely said the completely wrong thing. I don't know if you noticed that. I think I said I'm going to fade it and go under, which is not right. There's normally not too many popular unders. You guys got to give me a break. So I'm fading it. He's going over. There we go. Let's fix that up a little bit.
Okay, so you're going on the over. I'm going on the under here.
Yes, there Beautiful. We go. Double fade for me. You're tailing. We don't get too many popular unders. Got to give me some slack right here, okay?
No, I know. We haven't been I don't think we've ever had double ones where we're both on different sides of both of them. So this will be good. We'll see how we go. And yes, we're going from that game right to the same game you guys are thinking of, right? We got the Brewers represented here. We got Nationals over there. Going over to that game one more time here for Monotone's second one.
Yeah, this is just one I couldn't resist, honestly. I was kind of going back and forth in my head, but I decided I got to add this one to my card. Yadiel Hernandez is a guy that I've been betting his hit props as a parlay piece at minus 200. It was minus 280 at times over on DraftKings. We got some very high numbers. This is on FanDuel right now. It's the only book I saw that has it available. A lot of question. Maybe it's not up because they don't know if he's going to be in the starting lineup right now, but this Nationals hitting is so desperate that you can't possibly not start a guy that's hitting 327 in the lineup right now, right? He's outfielder. He's not going to give you a whole lot on defense, which is why he was missing some games earlier in the year, why he doesn't show up on those average lists, but he's very, very much made that back over the last couple games, hitting 5 straight games coming in, even against that tough Marlins pitching staff where we were playing absolutely terribly. He's also better against left-handed pitching. I know that doesn't sound right, obviously lefty on lefty, but he has a 420 batting average against left-handed pitchers this year. Not getting a whole lot of power from the left side. That's not what he's going to do. He's not probably just like Cesar, honestly. He's not going to get you those home runs, those doubles off the back wall, but he's going to slap that ball all around, get on base, keep the on-base streak alive. Yadiel's been absolutely killing it for me this year. So for that reason, I'm going to both of the Hernandezes on the Nationals to get a hit today. I like this at minus 120. It's minus 180 every game. So of course I'm going to play it right here. Yeah.
And Lauer's been okay. I think the only reason I would be I'm kind of wondering why it's at this minus 120 is just because Lauer's been, he's been kind of trying to go for the Ks now that he's kind of got K happy. So he has a couple extra walks than usual, at least in the last couple games that I watched. But yeah, he got lit up in his last outing. So I'm curious how he's going to do here after that Marlins beatdown that he took. A lot of home runs given up in that game. I think he gave up 3 in 1 inning. So I'm curious how he's going to come out, if he's going to be a little bit more cautious in the zone, or if he's just going to go straight at it. And if he goes straight at it, I don't hate this at all.
That's a good point. And you're teeing it up for me a little bit here, too. Another reason I like Yadiel, he's only walked 7 times on the season. I've watched all 7 of them. I'm pretty sure they all started from 0-2 counts, too. This is a guy that's going up there to swing the bat and get on base. He's not interested in taking first pitches. So good point right there. But I do like guys that avoid walks. That's a huge thing with these hit props because you and me both know how frustrating it is for a guy to walk 3 times.
And, yeah. Yordan Alvarez last night, 2 walks. Again, it's just... And they're getting to 3-0 and he's taking the walk, which is the most even awful because it's you'll throw one right down the middle, he'll take it, and then he'll throw a ball, and then you're on. So it's obviously those don't count for our total bases line or hits. So it just comes with the territory, I guess. But all right, guys, we're going to my last one, plus money spot here. I'm going to Tigers, Cleveland Guardians, first 5 under 4.5. We have Tarek Skubal versus Aaron Savali tonight. Facing off, and Aaron Savali has been dreadful. All right, that's really the best thing I can say to you. But one thing that I did look at and that stuck out to me is he has one of the biggest gaps between his ERA and his expected ERA, right? So there's things that kind of have gone into this where it's like flares, weak contact falling through. Looking at his numbers, right now he sits at a 9.8 ERA, but his expected ERA is 5.5 or 5.6. So that is a full 4-run difference in only about 30 innings. So that is terrible luck when you're looking at his expected batting average versus what is actually happening to him. Looking into breaking down the numbers a little bit more, he's got a put away percentage of 25 plus on his 2 highest used pitches, which is his curveball and his cutter. And we're looking at a team here in the Detroit Tigers who just are absolutely terrible. They're the lowest scoring team in the MLB right now. They've just been struggling to make things happen on the base paths and make really scoring any runs. When you look at their numbers here and like more of their team numbers, how Savant gets you out is by you chasing outside of the zone, right? It's you chasing outside of the zone and making you have weak contact. The Tigers are 3% over the major league average in chase rate, 31% chase rate, which is pretty high. The league average is around 28. And again, when you're looking here, you look at his cutter this season and batting average against it, 323. You look at it expected, 260, right? That is just crazy how bad his luck has been to start the season. And even with that, he has a 12 ERA on the road, but only a 6.5 at home. And like I said, the Tigers are really, really bad at scoring runs, right? And also, you're missing Austin Meadows and you're missing Victor Reyes, 2 of the guys in the top of your lineup. And Jose Ramirez might not even play this game. He fouled the ball off his leg last night and might sit. So if you're missing Ramirez, you're missing Meadows in this lineup from both sides. Those are 2 huge left-handed bats here. And also, you look into the Tigers, Footbal has been fantastic. I believe he had an 11 strikeout matchup his last game. And the Cleveland Guardians are awful versus left-handed pitching so far this season. When you look at that, 207 batting average versus lefties, 260 versus righties. So a lot of things leaning me towards this under. I am only really scared about the Savali side, but the expected ERA being lower and the Tigers just being bad. Give me that number. I'll take it all day. Give me it at plus money. I'll ride that one for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing up to the expected ERA, the underlying stats, right? Because the box score only tells you so much, right? Guys get unlucky sometimes. Shit happens in these games. Targeting this Tigers offense for an under is never going to be something that I argue with you on. And yeah, I think as long as they can kind of keep it under wraps, like you said, keep it a little bit. You don't need to have a perfect game, right? You don't need to allow 0 runs, just a little bit more regression to the mean. At plus 100, I'm going to be tailing you right here for sure.
Yeah, and just looking at one last number here, Tigers this year, 15, 21, and 2 to the over in their first 5. So obviously that leaves me 21 and 15 total this year to the under. It's just their offense is so bad. It is so bad. Maybe when Torkelson decides he wants to come into his own, maybe. But yeah, there's just so many holes in this lineup. Like you're playing Willie Castro a lot, dude. That guy is just like I've watched him play, and he is just terrible. This team is just. If you could name me the bottom 3 guys in their order, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I definitely can't do that for you. So.
Yeah, it's bad. It's pretty hard to watch. I watch them a lot for usually backing the strikeout overs. So, all right, let's go through a quick recap here. Obviously, our full thing is on the bottom there. We're sitting at about 24 minutes, so we're doing a very, very good job here on time. Looking over on Twitter, I'm checking to see if we have any questions over there, but I don't think we do at this moment. So.
I can get the Birdman one, though, real quick if you want. He's asking about Dwight Powell.
Okay. This one?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's an interesting one. This is about the Looney under and what to do with Powell. I just don't think we see a lot of Powell at all. They even acknowledged this on the broadcast the other day, which was, frankly, Powell is just out there until Kleba can come in. It's just as soon as possible. And then what happens then with Looney there? Looney's not quite the player that I think is going to take advantage of that. Is really what we're looking at. Like Kleba is arguably just as well suited, in my opinion, to defend someone like Looney than, someone like Powell, honestly. Powell and, Kleba are about the same, I think, in terms of defending Looney. Looney's, if we're talking about a more aggressive center that was looking for a shot and looking to create opportunities for himself, then I think that would matter more. But to be honest, I just think we could even see less Looney minutes because we see less Powell minutes, right? Because we think they're not going to match bigs with each other. So I'm not too worried about that. Looney's buckets are always going to be super, super easy, created by other people no matter what. I don't think it matters too much whether it's Kleba or Powell down there.
Yeah, for sure. Love it, love it, love it. Luka +2 boards. I'm guessing this is a first quarter Luka +2 boards. Because if it was 2 boards, I'd probably throw my house on it if it was Luka to grab 2 rebounds. But is that Draymond overall full game block? I would like that if that's – it's a pretty good price at that spot. Luka's price on the board's great.
Yeah, 100%. Luka first quarter boards, that's been like insanely consistent, hitting every playoff game so far. I'll be playing 3+ probably today. I haven't looked too close at the Draymond block, so I definitely like the Luka board. And I like Draymond last series. I know I was on his block a couple of times, but I haven't looked at it as much in this series, right? Against the Grizzlies, that's a team that allowed the most block shots in the league. They attacked the rim a lot more. The Mavs, they take a lot more threes. They're not attacking Draymond as much in the perimeter. So I first glance tells me to be a little skeptical of Draymond. But if I look through the game logs and he's killing them with blocks, it happens all the time, then I think that is definitely a good look for sure.
Perfect. Yeah, Jay, I definitely saw that too. The Luka odds are just – everything is just so high. It's almost tough to back him. But, I mean, dude's got the 40% usage rate right now. It's just crazy that you do not see numbers that high, even with Giannis, man. He's like mid-30s. Now you're getting a guy with 40 plus. It's just – you want to back him because you know he's going to have the ball in his hand. So,
yep.
Last one here before we get to our quick recap. Any thoughts on this one? Obviously, Bullock's been fantastic defensively throughout the playoffs. You have any thoughts on a steal +100? I always like getting the plus money, especially a guy who's going to be probably ran out there for 40+ minutes.
Yeah, you took the words exactly out of my mouth. I was going to say he's going to see a higher workload than almost anyone out there. The steal's a little bit scarier just because he hasn't been quite as consistent. He's one of those guys that defense shows up on film a lot more than in the box score, similar to Mikal Bridges, right? Great defender, doesn't always come up with the steals necessarily. I would lean definitely yes, especially at +100, but Bullock steal, it's not something I've been going back to since the first time I bet it. I felt like I got lucky the first time I bet it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna chill out with this one for a little bit. But overall, I definitely see what you see, and I would lean yes at +100 for sure.
Yeah, isn't that always crazy? Like, there's ones that you lock in, you're just like, I am extremely, extremely confident when I'm watching the game and just seeing, oh, this is exactly how I played it out in my head. And then there's like the ones where it's like, oh, he's not where I'm expecting. He needs to be over here. It's like, oh my God, dude, there's so many ones where I'm just yelling at the TV, like, dude, just move over where you're supposed to be. You can make this happen in one play. And then it's just, oh man, I'm sure every gambler goes through that where it's just like, dude, do what you're supposed to do. It's like, I want a coach you tell you what to do right now. It's just, it's frustrating. But let's go through our quick recap here, guys. If you guys have any other questions, drop them in quickly, and we'll see if we can get to them before the end of the show here. So let's start out with yours, Monotone. Let's roll.
Yep, I have Cesar Hernandez and Paul Goldschmidt to both record a hit. That's +110 over on FanDuel. And then I got Yadiel Hernandez, the other Hernandez, to also record a hit. That's -120, also over on FanDuel Sportsbook. And then for Kevon Looney, I'm going under 5.5 points, so I'm going to fade this one. And then for Wainwright, I'm going to go over 5.5 strikeouts, so I'm going to fade this one too because, fuck the public, honestly. It's been working. I don't know what else to say. It's been working. So
yeah, did Luka get 2 steals last game?
I don't remember.
I don't know if he did, but if he didn't, then when we both won both of them again last week. So yeah. Taylor Fade has been very profitable for both of us. So now it's curious who's going to be on top of this one with two of them that were on different sides for. I am going to be rolling with Dodgers Phillies over 8.5 -110. Obviously talked about the pitching matchups there. And also I'm going with the Cleveland Guardians and Detroit Tigers under 4.5 +100. Love that plus money spot. And I will be on the exact opposite. I'm going on the over for absolutely no other reason besides he's from Milwaukee, and Wainwright under 5.5. You know what's going to happen? Kevon Looney will have 5 points. and miss a free throw probably and just stay under at that 5. I am calling it right now. He is going to have a missed free throw to go on the under. It is just bound to happen. Put that exact total at 5 points and see what plus money you can get on it, because I'm sure it's like plus 1,000 to him to end up with just 5, because I'm sure it will happen with us being on the other sides and stuff. Before we get to our last talk here, let's get to Grimey's last question. Klay Thompson under 20 points. I believe he was under in their last game pretty easily, right? Pretty easy PRA under for Klay as well. Any thoughts here on Klay under 20 points?
Yeah, this one's hard for me. I still kind of like the over a little bit. I'm not going to play it. I can't get there. It's too high, but I just know what Klay is capable of. I'm on Curry's over rebounds and assists today also. I think it's just a harder series for a guy like Curry. They're going to try to make these other guys beat him. It's a no bet for me. It's just completely a no bet. I want to bet the over. I'm not going to get there because it's 20 points. It's very high, but I also don't feel good about betting the under, knowing he could get 8 to 10 3-pointers a game, right? That's a very easy possibility with him. So it's a no bet for me.
Yeah, and this is one maybe like we've talked about Eric Gordon in the past, where he's more like that microwave where it can heat up quick. If he misses his first one, take that under, because, when Klay starts rolling, it's crazy, right? This could hit in 8 minutes, him just hitting those outside shots. He finds a way, and this guy is not afraid of a heat check. I've seen this dude pull up from 35. And it's not even close, but he's going to find a way to put his shot up. So might be a live bet potential spot if you can get on that. If you're on like a regulated maybe DraftKings or FanDuel who has those, I think that's maybe a better look. I'm not going to be taking this one either. I'm just kind of I've only been really betting the Dallas side of this one. The Warriors side has been kind of up in the air to me. All right, Monotone, what do you got for the people before we head on out? We did our full recap already. Everything should be good to go. You got anything for the people? Maybe I am lagging out here a little bit. Did we lose you, Monotone?
Okay, am I good now? It looks like I froze there for a second.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, we're back. We're good. Yeah, definitely. No, if you want to go do the tailor fade stuff yourself, download the Pickett Sportsbook app. It's a completely free app, and if you use code PTP, that's short for Pass the Prop, they'll toss you a couple of bucks. It's a great app. That's where we get our tailor fade from. We check what are the most bet players of the game, what are the most bet everything of the game, and it's 12 o'clock right now. This is obviously going to change. Kevon Looney, I can almost guarantee you, will not be the most popular player prop by the end of the day. So if you really, really do want to fade the public, no BS from some random guy that works for a sports book, you get to actually scroll through and see what people are betting on, then it's a great app for you. They also have a bet tracker, all that good stuff. Code PTP over at Pickett Sports. That's all I got.
Yeah, Pickett, Pikkit. Make sure you guys do it that way. And again, it's an app that we both use, right? We're trying to be a little bit more active over there, so you guys can go follow us. Obviously, same names as we are over here. Go pop on over on Pickett and follow us over there. I just have to say it's going to be a great weekend of gambling here this weekend. Saturday, Sunday's loaded. Got a full UFC card stuff going. Obviously, golf is going on for you, Monotone. I've been watching it because I'm trying to work on my game. It's getting nice out. This is my first year actually taking golf seriously, so we see how that goes. Not well so far, but we're going to keep grinding. Obviously, got to change up my baseball swing to a golf swing, so we're getting out there. So go enjoy that. Obviously, plug in your bets. Go outside, enjoy the beautiful weather here. Even Wisconsin is becoming nice, which is crazy because we were sitting in winter for 8 months. So, yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for popping in here. We appreciate all you guys for tuning in over on Twitter and YouTube. We'll be back on Monday for you guys. I'm very excited to get back to you guys over on Monday, 10:30. Pop on over here. We'll be back here ready to cash some more bets. Have a good one, guys. Talk soon. Peace.